Neki. We are here to check out the music video for their the latest song, Rip Off. The music video came out today. I would usually be here for the premiere, but today I was at a gig at the same time this came out. It was a really big, important gig, but I was thinking at the same time, new Neki, I'm going to miss the new Neki music video. But it's okay. I told myself the minute I get back, I'll do a reaction, and back I am. The thing is that I have, as you guys already know, I listened to this song the minute it came out as audio. And so today we're doing a reaction to the music video. I tend to have quite strong opinions on music videos. I really want Neki especially to keep on this tradition they've had of having music videos that tend to be really active, energetic, very often bring across like the feeling of, bright, colorful exuberance that I think Neki has. I think Neki, even in their darker songs, are quite an exuberant, energetic band. They really sort of jump off the screen, jump off the stage as well. When you see them on stage, they're just like, they've got this incredible image. All the bright clothes and everything helps a lot. But I think this is a band who I've supported so strongly because of the fact that they just feel to me like they've had a very strong identity of their own from the get-go, whether it be down to those really fascinating drum lines that Kokoro always does that are just so easy to overlook, but then you look in the detail, she's doing these amazing things. Obviously, we all know and love Canade's amazing bass skills. Hika's one of the most underrated lead singers. She's an incredible lead singer. I love her voice. Really think she's a brilliant leader. And then you've got Natsu, who just does these really fascinating guitar lines and counter guitar lines. This is a band who, from an audio standpoint, really interesting. And this song, Rip Off, when it came along, it was a good balance. It was a balance of the hard rock aspects, also with a good fun sort of pop rock chorus that had feeling, but was also kind of catchy. Yeah, I felt that Rip Off was a really well-rounded single from a band who I really like, who have a strong image, a strong sound. So when it comes to the music video, dear old I, who has directed a few small minor music videos in my time, don't worry, nothing particularly important, I have opinions on music videos. And I want this to be another one of those strong ones that represents and shows the kind of energy that they and this song has in a new and interesting way. And that was one of the things that was actually so cool when Neki first kicked off. You remember when they sort of kicked off with exclamation? Each music video really felt like it had its own feeling. They all stood out. They all looked visually distinct. So I don't know what to expect. I saw the trailer. And the trailer definitely gave us the vibe of, as this first frame does, lots of dark rooms. Maybe another abandoned building, Neki. Let's find out. I am here to be surprised. And either way, whatever happens, for the next 4 minutes, I'm going to get to listen to Rip Off. And that's a pretty good way to spend 4 minutes. Let's go. I'm going to check out the music video. As always, afterwards, I'll give you my opinions. Give your opinions down in the comments as well. Let's go. Very sort of stylized camera work there. A lot of slow motion and funny angles. Okay, we're going pretty grungy with this, aren't we? I love that sort of semitone jump on the guitar back there. Yeah, this is really grungy with all the close-ups and the funny camera angles. I'm loving it, it's very direct, very direct still. Oh man, it looks like one of those old videos you used to download in the late 90s. Alright, here we go. Oh wow, we're going in for the strobing and everything. Yeah, what's that? Windows 95 has broken. This video is one frame away from giving us a blue screen of death. I really like how Yeah, I mean the settings, virtually nothing. It's all the stylistic of the direction is really strong. That's cool. Oh, the little overlays. This is so early days of the internet looking. Almost reminds me of one of those "you wouldn't steal a car" videos. Oh, switching to those nice clean shots really. Wait, is this where Palanao did their video? Yeah, we're going between the analog and the old school digital effects. All these old school video effects, I wonder how this must look to someone who's like, well, their age. That was the thumbnail shot. That's really interesting. I'm not 100% sure what they're standing on there. Okay, we're going a bit summer lens flare now. This was really interesting. This was really, I always say like, when I do a video like this, especially if it's something where I've already talked about the audio and now I'm talking about the video, I don't like to put out the video unless I've genuinely got something to say. And wow, this gives us a lot to talk about here. I mean, so obviously, you know, I've talked about the song previously, but it's really hard to concentrate on the video when the song is that good. Because yes, the two are going together, but there's some parts where I'm just like rocking out so much, they just kind of almost zone out, and you almost kind of, it's like, no, I'm supposed to be studying the video. I'm supposed to be studying the video. Pay attention, Howard. But yeah, this was brilliant. This is also going to be one of those ones where it's going to be really difficult for me to get like a freeze frame to use in the thumbnail. All right. Let's talk about this though, because wow, oh wow, this played with a lot of styles. And first things first, let's just look at the basic thing. Did it work? In my opinion, I think that this, if we're looking for trying to give Neki a strong visual identity on each one of their singles, because let's face it, they're for each mini album, they're putting out a few singles, and you know, this one, yeah. Strong visual identity. I think it would be fair to say that maybe when we looked at music videos like Loner, Dreams a little bit, it had the couch thing, but there was a certain feeling that maybe Zero Sum, that maybe the videos were starting to sort of just become like nice stylistic, but just playing in a room kind of each time. And this one to me, it brought back a lot of strong visual identity. Now, I can understand if someone said this is one of the videos that it's a little bit too berserk and you don't quite really see the band playing as much because there's so much going on. I can understand that as a criticism. If someone said, yeah, I don't like this video because it's overly stylized, I get that. But I just think that for a band who've done so many videos that are kind of got like a fairly straight performance vibe to them, this one to me just added a different identity. Now, does that identity, does the way that this looks visually, does it feel right with the song? I would say yes. I would say it does, because the fact that the song's kind of got a bit of an edgy hard rock vibe to it. Yes, it is accessible in the choruses. Yes, it's very much built around that melodic chorus that is, a pop rock chorus that anyone could sing along to. But there is a slightly edgy vibe to this that goes well with the video. The video itself is obviously playing a lot with distortion effects that, switch between kind of very analog looking things, sort of like, with like a lens distortion and what do you call it, like not particles, but like noise appearing. And then you've got effects that are very clearly supposed to have a little bit more of a computery vibe, and maybe reminding you of like an old CRT monitor, Windows 95 thing. And like I say, you've got to remember, Windows 95, Windows 98, forget that. Windows XP, they weren't born. Windows Vista. Ugh. Haven't thought about that for a few years. But this is the thing, they weren't born. So I do think a lot of the time when they see something like this, when the band sees this, when people their age, who are obviously going to be in their fandom, when they see this, I wonder how it hits them. I wonder what they get when they see this, because it must be kind of quirky and weird and old school in kind of just like a really surreal way. But for someone who's, I was young when a lot of this technology was banding around, it does kind of give me a little bit of a flashback. I see stuff like this with the text on the screen. That's really cool. The one thing that really got me was those bits where they had like the blue default desktop thing. And then just frames were appearing like this. You've got like, this is definitely that blue that you get on the blank desktop. I'm not talking about the Windows desktop, which had the picture of the hill. I'm talking about the one when you uploaded the working version of Windows, like the Office version of Windows, and it just had a plain blue desktop. That reminds me of that. And then you open up a video on top of it. But you've got this kind of thing. And then you've got these very analog looking, supposed to look like film going through sort of over and contrasted. And these effects, surprisingly, I mean, if you spend too much time thinking about it and trying to logic it out, you go, okay, one's analog, one's digital. But in actuality, it's just kind of about having chaotic lo-fi and very sort of punchy looking effects that you just sort of give this air of, sort of like a distorted quality. Again, where is it? Like, you see that sort of more analog effect here. And I think if that's what they were going for, they achieved that. I can't find that frame. There we go. They achieved that superbly. And again, this one made me laugh because this made me think again of that. You wouldn't steal a TV. The anti-piracy video. So yeah, I think a lot of the effects that were used here were strong, identifiable, and they punched through. I think maybe the only bit that, because the energy was carried so well, it was fast cutting, it was chaotic, it was dark, but at the same time it was punchy. You always kind of knew what you were looking at, but you also the distortion was something where it was really clear what was happening. You could see what effects were being used. I'm still trying to work out what's going on here, because those look like lockers, but why are they standing on top of lockers? How dumb am I that I'm not understanding this? There's something going on here that I'm not understanding, but they are standing on top of lockers. I thought that when I saw the thumbnail. Why would you have lockers in the floor? Someone please let me know. I think they're at like a swimming pool or something. Who knows what's going on? The only bit which maybe felt a little bit strange was in the last chorus, because the video had been so punchy, and then when we got to the last chorus, it felt a little bit like when that last chorus comes in with a oomph, it didn't feel like the video quite came in with the same kind of urgency. Like, I love this build-up. The build-up's nice, the long-held frames, and then you just want it to punch in. And this is now a very gentle, long shot. So it's weird how the last chorus starts with these sort of long and kind of unfocused shots. Like, you got like the silhouette, but it's a little bit blurred, and she's kind of there, but you can't really see what she's doing. And then there's the one where she's closer, and it's a long shot, but her face is a little bit blurred out. And it was weird, actually. I just felt that little moment was the only bit in the video it felt like it didn't quite move with the feeling of the song, which is a bit weird, that. But then I do also like how in the last half of the video you get in the last part of the video you get these sort of nice shots where you do see the band very clearly. That's what I was pointing out a lot in the build-up as well. I thought that these now I'm just getting the overexposed ones. I can never get the frame I'm looking for. Yeah, these shots. Why do I always land on the overexposed shot? These shots were really nice. I like these because there was a little bit of movement. You could see the camera was slightly moving, but it was very gentle, and it was clear that this is just a bit where you can just see the band properly. I thought that was a nice way of building it up and sort of like, putting your feet back on the floor before the last chorus. But yeah, all in all, great video. Really enjoyed it. I think it felt right for the song. I think it had a strong visual identity. I think it moved for a lot of fun, a little of action. I felt it had a little bit of sort of a grittiness. It was kind of old school. And you know what? I'm one of those people, even though I remember stuff from like the 80s, well, not the 80s, but I remember like stuff from the 90s and the early 2000s. I much prefer the way things are now in pretty much every single type of like media. I live in Japan. That might be one of the reasons. But the thing is that I say that, but when I see this, for me, it kind of has a quirky, nostalgic feeling. Not like, oh, I liked the old days, but more like, yeah, trash the old days. So shit was really crap back then, wasn't it? Yeah, just use it for a grungy video. I like that. So for me, this was charming. I thought it looked really good. I would love to know what the girls think when they see these kind of clips, but maybe that's just me being an old man going, I wonder what you youngsters think. But this is cool stuff. I think the band did a great job. All of them were superb. Hika's too blurry in this shot. Hey, Natsu. So yeah, lots of credit. Love this one. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think as always. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.